Hello, and welcome back to the outdoor edition of The Hype Mind. I'm Bear, and we might answer this question with Daniel at some point, but right now it's me. So thanks for the question. Why get married? Why should I get married? That is a great question, and it's very important. And it really starts with understanding and reflecting on your relationship to marriage. And this is important for anything. You need to reflect on your relationship with anything. If you see something in a good light or you see something in a bad light, it's because you have a story or a belief about that thing. You've created a relationship about something, right? Because inherently nothing is good or bad. It just is. Everything just is. Trees just are. Animals just are, right? Nothing's good or bad until we establish a relationship with it, and until someone sways our minds on the current relationship we have with something, right? We might see trees as really good, but then we go to build a house and we realize they're in our way and now they're bad, right? So everything just is until we create our own personal subjective belief about that thing. So let's talk about marriage. Right? Why? Again, there's that question. Thanks for the question. Appreciate it. Anybody who has questions, don't hesitate to message us and share them with us. But why get married? Well, again, there's a lot of ways people view marriage negatively. And that's where reflecting on your relationship to a certain subject is important, because my question would be, why do you view marriage negatively or unnecessary or not beneficial? And one of the negative things I hear about marriage is that it's a shackle. You're tied to this person, right? And that's such a poor way to see that. My belief, my personal belief, is that marriage is an unbreakable bond. It's an unbreakable commitment that says, out of everybody else, I am the most tied to you in a good way, so that we can be there for each other. But why is marriage important? How does it benefit? Why get married, and why not just have, close friendships or close family or whatever? What's the difference, right? And the difference is we can't always rely on people, and that's what marriage is for. It's an unbreakable commitment to each other, to always be there for each other through thick or thin, because we know life is hard. Life is hard. I'm going to tell you that now if you don't know that. Life is very hard. It's very challenging, and I'm sure you've already seen that. You've experienced your own challenges. You've experienced your own wounds. You've experienced hurt. You've experienced conflict. You've experienced lots of pain and suffering and sacrifice. And there's nothing better when you're experiencing those things in life, which you will experience, than having someone to do it with, to go through life with, right? There's actually, at my gym, I saw a quote, and it said, go faster alone or go further with someone else. And that's really true. You do make it further with someone else, because when you have someone else, when you have your family, your close friends, and in this case, your marriage partner, you're able to bounce ideas off each other, share information with each other that you each didn't know, offer advice, offer consolation, right? You go further. Maybe not faster, certainly not faster a lot of times, but you always go further if you're putting your best effort in, and when you are, if you're being very honest with yourself. So life's challenging, right? And you go further in life with a partner. And again, why a marriage partner over a friendship, or over family, or over whatever? Why choose a marriage partner? And again, that's because your marriage partner is there. There's someone who commits on the absolute deepest level, right? They're not just friends. Friends come and go. I have had great friends who have been in my life for 10 years, and we were, best of friends, and then eventually things just faded out. It was time to move on. I have had great friends that didn't come into my life until later, and we're great friends now. But hey, in In 10 years, that might not be the case. But a marriage partner is a ultimate commitment to serve each other and to grow in love together. To learn. Oh, actually, I just read this in a book too that I really loved. Come, good girl. Gotta give my dog a treat for using the restroom outside. Come here. There you go, good girl. And and there's no better place to learn to love humans more deeply and more openly than in a marriage, because a lot of times we can't find that level of commitment outside of marriage, right? Even if your own family loves you, there's oftentimes a lot of things going on in the background, and they have other responsibilities and distractions versus your romantic partner in marriage who, is committed to you, right? Your parents are no longer as committed to you once you've grown up. Not that they don't love you, but they've raised you, and they're not there to be your intimate partner, obviously. And your friends, the same thing. Your friends aren't there to do that for you either. And I think the biggest sign for that is the fact that you're someone you can be intimate with and grow in love with actually brings forth greater love in the form of physically children and spiritually in many other ways of abundance and manifestation. But at any rate, why marriage, right? Because again, it's that unbreakable bond, right? It's a deep, it says we will be tied together, not shackled, right? We have chosen to join hands and go to hell and back through the challenges of life, because you make it further in life with a partner. And when you choose a partner to tie yourself to and to commit on that level to, who is also someone you deeply love and want to grow in more love with, and are deeply attracted to, then you also open the door to all sorts of wonderful things like children, family, and just so much spiritual growth, growth in open-mindedness and love and connection and learning. All I see is a billion opportunities in marriage. And so, if you have a sour taste for marriage, you don't believe it's necessary, you reject it, I want to encourage you lovingly to ask yourself why your relationship to marriage is that. Because anything you have a negative relationship to it's not going to grow in a positive way. You have to create a positive belief about something. And why do that for marriage? Because again, marriage is that place that you're going to go further in life with. It's that it serves so many opportunities, but one of them is that unbreakable commitment to go to hell and back and to still be there for each other. Because you've probably seen it in your own case where when shit gets difficult, other people walk out. And if you're doing marriage right, that's not an option in marriage, right? When an argument ensues in your family, you guys don't talk for 4 months. When you become resentful at your parents, you shut them out of your life and don't include them. When you get pissed off at your friend, you stop talking to them for a while, right? With marriage, that back door, a genuine commitment to marriage, more than a piece of paper, right? But a spiritual commitment in marriage says, I am closing that back door. If there's a fucking problem, we're going to deal with it. We're not going to go 4 months without talking. We're going to go to hell and have the fights necessary to figure out how to love each other more. And that level of commitment, that level of growth through those challenges isn't possible with people who haven't made that deep of a commitment, which is our friends, even when we think they're great, even when they are great friends, which is our family, even when we love our family. They are not tied to us in that deep of a commitment. They might do great things for us, they might sacrifice their lives for us, and we might do the same, but it's the spiritual commitment doesn't exist like it does with marriage. I had one more note I want to try to pull up. Yeah, so that's it. And marriage brings with it lots of opportunities. And the biggest of those opportunities is someone committed to growing in love with you, right? Because ultimately we all struggle to love. We're all on a journey to step into the greatest possible aspect of life, which is love. Life lived at its fullest is a life lived in love. And the best place to grow in love is with a partner who is committed to tussling and learning how to grow deeper in love with you together. And that is something, again, because of that level of commitment, that can only be done in marriage. It's where you fight out the deepest of your problems. It's not to say that you can't do that with friends too, but to think you can do that with friends and that marriage won't offer that is to err. Because marriage will allow you to learn in love on a much deeper level, a much more challenging level, and a much more a level of much deeper growth. So with that, what is your view on marriage, and why do you have that relation to marriage? Because if you believe a marriage should be avoided, that's going to happen at all costs, and you're going to miss out on one of the most beautiful opportunities that humans have at their doorstep, at their feet. And yeah, I acknowledge marriage is not for everybody, but I think it's for most. I think life is always better shared with people. Life is always best shared in deep, intimate union with someone we can love and trust and are committed to loving and trusting, and who are doing their best to do the same. And so, why get married? Because there is absolutely no better way to learn love, to learn to grow, and to learn to grow in deeper love. And as a side note, there's actually no safer place to be. In an honestly committed marriage, mosquitoes are getting thick. In an honestly committed marriage, all those safe places you see in schools that people want, the safe zones, safe havens, that's actually what a marriage is meant to be, as a extension of that commitment you initially make. That commitment is just the first step. And one of the beautiful extensions is it becomes a safe haven for you and your partner. And then a safe haven for you and your partner's children. So that's it. Your best growth is and can be and is waiting to be done in marriage. Peace.